Dear my brothers and sisters, ladies, gentlemen, have a good day. There is some question that is Turkey going to be stopped domestically or from abroad? Will it be bloody or not? Those wanting a new front became President of Republic of Turkey, His Excellency Erdogan's enemies. Turkey will break the siege and they will all be banished from history. I am sure the title, will it be bloody or not, is going to disturb everybody, but be a little patient and listen all the way to the end. Everything from the invasion of Iraq to the Syrian war, from the East Mediterranean crisis to excessive armament in the Aegean, from Libya's continental shelf case to the United States military build-up aimed at Balkan countries, from the S-400 crisis to the defense embargo imposed on our country by the United States and Europe, from the economic attacks to the domestic defaming campaign targeting everybody, trying to resist all this is all being carried out within the context of stopping Turkey. The Syrian war opened Pandora's box for Turkey. It led to far dire results than the invasion of Iraq. It is true the project aimed at detaching Iraq from Baghdad has largely been implemented. There is almost no direct border left between Turkey and Iraq. A 50 to 60 kilometers border, including Ovaköy, is in question, and that is under the control of the Northern Iraq administration and the Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK terrorist group. They opened the hundreds of kilometers long Turkey front from the Iranian border to the East Mediterranean. However, the Syrian war ended with the opening of a hundreds of kilometers long Turkey front from the Mediterranean to the Iranian border. The United States invading North Syria, deploying the PKK terrorist group in this area, changing the area's demographic structure, using Daesh, which is ISIS terrorist group, in the same area as a Trojan horse, trying to present Turkey's Afrin and EU Fresh Shield operations, so far preventing the intervention on the east of the EU Fresh. All promises made concerning Manbij being unkept, making military build-up enough for enemies, much beyond support to a terrorist organization, is indication that all those preparations are made for Turkey. In addition to all this, terrifying anti-Turkey sentiment has been spread in the Arab world through Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. These two countries, along with Egypt, are in the north of Syria on the side of whoever is against Turkey. The United States, Israel, and these countries are building a terrifying wall between Turkey and the Arab world. This is the real aim of the terror corridor, the map operations in the north of Syria, to completely close off the south of Turkey. The second stage of siege has been launched. this is graver than the first two traits: the division of Iraqi and the Syrian territories, the map operations. The real reasons behind the intervention are completely about Turkey, and they all complement one another. The intervention that came from Iraq to Syria has traveled farther west now and expanded to the East Mediterranean, going on to the second stage. The project aimed at closing off the south is being widespread. Turkey is literally being surrounded, besieged. A threat greater than the first two threats is being formed against our country. The intervention from our neighbors' lands has directly reached the intervention stage. Had the Afrin intervention not been realized, the territory of Hatay city was going to be open to discussion. Now, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is being directly targeted. Turkey is being cornered in the East Mediterranean. This state of cornering is going to further spread to the west. The military drills around Crete and the Aegean Islands, the natural gas deals in the East Mediterranean arming the Aegean Islands, deal between the United States and Greece aimed at watching and monitoring Turkey, and the partnerships of almost all countries targeting Turkey all indicate a new and very dangerous area. Turkey will break this siege. Strong geopolitical intervention is essential. Turkey is trying to overcome all this and break the siege. It is now revealed how great the geopolitical move the 1984 Cyprus peace operation was. The Afrin and EU Free Shield operations had nothing to do with terrorism. They were each a geopolitical touch. The Yavuz and the Fatih drill ship deploying to the Mediterranean was a very powerful challenge. The Mavi Watan Blue Homeland military drill and our fleet's state of alarm in the Mediterranean is within this context. Turkey is fighting for the very same thing in Libya today. We look and see that the FETÖ terrorist organization and the PKK terrorist groups are publishing pictures and the passports of Turkish military experts in Libya. This is one of the most dramatic examples of the sort of enemy alliance we are fighting against. This is an indication that July 15, 2016 was not a coup attempt but rather an invasion attempt at turning Turkey into Syria. Our country's extraordinary defense preparations are all in this context. Whatever the cost, even if it means suicide, the intervention on the east of EU freights is, in this sense, vital for Turkey. This was the reason why I have been saying for the last 2 years, whatever it costs, even if it means suicide, this issue has nothing to do with the PKK and the Kurdish issue. What is happening in Syria has nothing to do with its people. The issue is the East Mediterranean is not limited to natural gas alone. There is a project aimed at cornering Turkey, followed by the launch of deadly attacks against it. In such an atmosphere, Turkey is trying to keep the Ukraine, Russia, Iran line open. If you note both the sieging countries and their extensions within are carrying out heavy attacks aimed at sabotaging Turkish-Russian relations. The S-400 muzzle crisis is an example to this. We found out later through whom the Russian aircraft was downed and that the aim behind it was to isolate Turkey. Those wanting a new front became Erdogan enemies. I note that almost everybody who mobilized to break out the Syrian war are now enemies of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. It would be wise to consider the attacks targeting him, his family, those standing beside him, and also those who support him but leave once the fight on the national axis against French. They are all in very close relations with those sieging Turkey. Perhaps they are being unleashed on the ground for a new front to be opened in the Mediterranean. Every development from the discourse used for new political preparations to media formations, from the conservative opposition to the political front established within, correspond with this siege. Is it going to be bloody or not? This is no political competition whatsoever in Turkey. A foreign intervention is building the fronts within. The late, God bless him, His Excellency Necmettin Erbakan's "Is it going to be bloody or not?" question was heavily discussed. It was twisted from the true context and used against him. He knew that Turkey was putting up a national struggle, that it was seeking its own axis and expecting a multinational intervention aimed at this search. This is what he wanted to explain but could not. Like February 28, he was toppled with a bloodless foreign intervention. The foreign intervention on Erdogan was a bloody one, such as July 15. Neither of them were called but foreign interventions. Preparation for intervention, both from abroad and within. There is currently a siege project being implemented from the Iranian border to the Mediterranean and the Balkans. Front of the same siege are being built domestically as well. Preparations for a new and graver intervention are being made both overseas and from within the country. My humble suggestion is that this truth is told to everybody in every part of Anatolia, in our homeland, that our people's nerve ends are activated and resistance islands are built, not only in Anatolia but wherever Turkey is able to reach, in every corner of the region. This is such a great showdown that mercy will not be shown to anybody. Considering it from this aspect, it is possible to see that the greatest showdown is approaching. Despite those gambling over the public perception, Turkey will overcome this biggest showdown as well, and all those seeking a future in the opposite front will be expelled from history. Thank you very much for your kind attention and listening, and God bless you all, dear my brothers and sisters.